Right, it's time for business now. And Emmanuel Bajuri has joined me in the studio, and we're going to be having continuing our conversations about the banking sector collapse.
So to me, it looks like the effects on depositors is going to take a while, because they continue to besiege the premises of these.
Of course, they want their monies.
They want their monies, but the receiver is actually telling them to exercise a lot of restraint, because the process is quite far.
It's not a very easy thing to do.
All.
I mean, it's easy for him to say they should exercise restraint, but
when the money comes to them is what matters.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you take it away.
Thank you very much, and thanks for joining me on Business Tonight. The Director of Operations for the Receiver, appointed to manage 23 collapsed specialized financial institutions, Kingsford Arthur, is appealing to depositors to exercise restraint. The plea follows reports that some depositors besieged branches of these institutions around the country. George Biafre has been engaging the receiver and has the rest of the story.
The Director of Operations for the receivership process, Kingsford Arthur, said depositors of these institutions should understand that they are rather coming on board to help.
Most the depositors will rush in to come and see where their deposits are. And we've put in place measures to ensure that proof of debt forms are available. That would require each depositor to give us some basic information, your name, your contact details, how much you think is in there, your mode of payment if you want to expect payment or if you can get payment, etc., etc. Quite a detailed form, and would expect that they fill these and then return them to us, which I'm hoping can be done this week.
The receiver says they will not hesitate to call for reinforcement from the police to help manage the situation on the ground.
Violence wouldn't solve the problem. I mean, we've had instances in the past where depositors have gone in and ransacked and vandalized things, only for them to realize that we've actually come in to solve a problem. I think that they find themselves in a better position today than before the 16th, because at least somebody has come in to look at the records and see how much can be paid based on the monies that government has given us. And
the Bank of Ghana has also indicated that it would come in as and when it matters to ensure that the work of the receiver is not hampered in any way. The receiver, Eric Nananipa, has also told Joy Business that he could start making some payment for validated claims from next week Tuesday.
Now, the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana is calling on President Akufo-Addo to look within his government and flush out people sabotaging the Planting for Food and Jobs program by smuggling fertilizers across the country's borders. The president of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Abdul Rahman Mohammed, believes the acts are orchestrated by people within his government. He made a call at a press conference held a while ago.
5 cases of illegal smuggling of fertilizer meant for the Planting for Food and Jobs program have been reported in the last 5 months. President Akufo-Addo recently stated at a function that saboteurs are undermining the success of the Planting for Food and Jobs program through this situation. The president for Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, Abdul Ramadan Mohammed, however, says he believes the situation is orchestrated by people within government.
The challenge is that government has subsidized fertilizer for the good use of the Ghanaian farmer, and yet the farmers are not getting it because smugglers are carrying it outside the country. So in that case, the farmer doesn't have the fertilizer in the system. So we are always supporting government to make sure that the fertilizers remain, but it's rather beyond our control.
The women organizer of the association representing the 3 northern regions, Hajia Abiba Baku, says it's unbelievable how the arrested trucks carrying smuggled fertilizers got vanished from police stations consistently.
I've seen them arresting cars. You see the car, that's what I said. You see a car parked in front of any police station. Within 2 days or 3 days, you go out, you come out in the morning, pass there, you see the car. And when you walked, very good. And when you walk there and ask any of the police officers, when I also woke up this morning, I didn't see, I'm not on duty. Go and ask the one on duty. When you look for the whole place, you will not get the one on duty. To even ask him, where is the fertilizer car that is parked here? You won't get the person on duty.
A board member of the association explains how their 500-acre rice plantation is lacking adequate fertilizer application.
Peasant farmers are not having access to the subsidized fertilizer. It's a cause of worry. Has taken it upon ourselves to cultivate 500 acres of rice at Mamprugu where this, in a block farm, these farms will be is essentially owned by peasant farmers. And you can imagine what 500 acres of rice production is going to do when it comes to boosting rice production in Ghana. And as we speak right now, there's no fertilizer. The subsidized fertilizer, we can't have access to it. And we have been hearing reports of smuggling of fertilizer every day in the media. Even the president was in Upper East, he lamented over it. And the president always, these are greedy people who are trying to sabotage the system.
Fred, the host report for Joy Business.
Now, Ghana can become a net exporter of palm oil in the coming years if a significant amount of investment is made into the ever-growing agro-economy. According to Sustainable Palm Oil RSPO, a not-for-profit organization, even though Ghana has enough oil palm plantations, the country still spends millions of dollars importing palm oil into the country. There's more in this report.
In Africa, it is estimated that smallholder production of oil palm accounts for an average of approximately 70% of total production. In Ghana alone, there are over 20,000 independent smallholders supplying mills. Speaking to Joy Business at the Oil Palm Conference, ProForest Africa Director Abraham Bafo urged government to tap into the economic potential of the oil palm industry.
In fact, Ghana imports about 50,000 tons of palm oil every year. Even though we have the bulb, the unit, the top, and the low palm, and the rest, most of them are all here producing palm oil with still. And part of the problem is that, and again the governor mentioned in his speech, is that still the sector in Ghana is dominated by smallholders.
West Africa is both the origin and a new frontier for oil palm production. It produces almost 6% of global palm oil.
As a result of the central bank initiative, we in Edo State, for instance, have now demarcated and will be allocating 117,000 hectares of land for oil palm over the next 3 years.
At the end of the roundtable on oil palm economy here in Africa, stakeholders will be also looking at drafting a special bill, not just for Ghana, but across the West African region, to ensure that the palm oil economy, which currently stands in the negative, is beefed up. I'm Charles Aite for Joy Business.
And in our local wrap tonight, Chief Executive Officer of State Enterprises Commission, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, has disclosed that the salaries of CEOs of state-owned enterprises will soon be pegged. Details next.
The Chief Executive Officer of State Enterprises Commission, Stephen Asamoah Boateng, has disclosed that the salaries of CEOs of state-owned enterprises will soon be pegged. The move comes after a committee established by the Commission to look into the salaries of CEOs completed and presented a report on the issue. Graphic Online reports the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Group Indom, Papa Kwesi Indom, has stated that the closure of GN Savings is harmful to the development aspirations of the country. The action, according to him, will go against the strides made to bring the unbanked into the formal sector, claiming that GN Savings is the only licensed financial institution spread across many towns with over 300 offices nationwide.
And that's all in this first segment of Business News. I'm coming back after 8 with more business. Don't go away.